I've been wondering something recently, guys. What is the best virtual reality climbing game? So a few weeks ago, I bought this game called Climbey. Really enjoyed it, beat it a few days later. It was pretty short, the single player stuff, and then I wanted more. I needed more climbing. So I went on Steam and I saw this game called ToTheTop. I had heard about it before, seen a video or two, and so I thought I'd buy it. After fully playing through each of these games, I wanted to give my opinions on them and see which one is better. So, let's start off with Climbey. Climbey is a first-person VR climbing game. This game has 15 main levels that have you jumping over pits and making leaps of faith. The game will take you about an hour and a half to complete. What I like about Climbey is that once you complete the main levels, there's a whole bunch of user-created content on the Steam Workshop to play. So basically, you can go onto Steam and choose between hundreds of levels. And the reason for all this content is because there's a built-in level creator, which you don't really see in VR games that much. So with the built-in editor in Steam Workshop, that adds a bunch of replayability on top of the main levels. Another thing I like about Climbey is that you can play with up to 6 players online, which is amazing for something like this. I've yet to try it out myself, but plan to try it soon with some of my friends once they get it. Climbey is at its best when you're in the flow of things and you have a momentum going. What I mean by that is when you get really good at it and you're not dying, but it's not that easy to achieve that. Climbey has some really challenging levels. Some levels have me dying 15 to 20 times because of these crazy jumps. But to help with this, there's a checkpoint system. You can place up to 3 checkpoints in a level, so that kind of balances the challenge of the game. So overall, Climbey is a really fun game, especially with its asking price. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, all this content is only $10, and on both the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. What I wish there was in Climbey is some kind of music in the background. The only audio you will hear from the game is the sound of you grabbing onto something and the sound of the robot narrator. This is kind of disappointing because most platformers the music really helps out. It helps it feel alive and exciting. And to add to that, the environments are bland. The main colors you'll see are gray and white, not unique like grasslands or like a desert or, you know, at least like a few different zones, but no, it's just your normal white and gray blocks, which really stinks. So I wish they had like distinct colors and environments to really spice that up along with some good music. And those are really the only issues I have with Climbey, and even those issues don't hold it back from being an amazing virtual reality game. The controls for Climbey are great and can be changed to your liking. Use the back trigger to jump, which sounds weird but it's really not. You just grab midair and pull yourself towards whatever you're trying to reach. And the actual movement is changeable. You can either use locomotion, which basically means moving around freely how you would in real life, or an option where you can move your hands like you are running to move. I personally prefer the locomotion option, but everybody likes different things, so those are good options to have. So the overall controls are great and you can customize them to your liking. Now let's check out ToTheTop. ToTheTop is a climbing game that has you moving across different environments and finding things called geomes to progress through 30 levels. One of my favorite things about this game compared to Climbey is that there are 30 levels to go through. But the thing about the levels is that you cannot just go through them really fast and beat the game in an hour or two. You have to unlock medals to get more levels. And how do you get medals, you might ask? There are a few ways in each level. The first is that there are 3 different times to beat in each level. So you would have to beat the level in that time limit to get the medal. The second is collecting all geomes. And these geomes are in each level ranging from 3 to about 20 of them, scattered around the place. So if you collect all geomes in a level, you unlock a medal. And last but not least, there is one secret object in each level. These are the hardest to find, and when you do see them, they're really hard to get to. So each of those unlock medals, which then you can unlock more levels. This game took me around 6.5 hours to complete. It is insane how long they can make these 30 levels last in the game. And along with that, there are the geomes that you can collect in each of the secret objects and speed running and a few more things I'll mention soon. Oh yeah, there are also 43 trophies to unlock. This is actually really hard actually. With beating the game I only got 32 out of the 43, so a decent amount of them, but not even the full amount, so I'd have to go back and like 100% everything. One thing I was curious about is whether or not this game will get future updates or not, because Climbey almost released a year ago and To The Top only released 3 months ago. So I contacted the developers and asked them about it, and they responded letting me know they're launching a multiplayer mode and 5 additional levels as a free update coming mid-September, along with 2 more updates releasing in the future. This is awesome. So on top of the 30 levels, they're adding 5 additional levels along with 2 other updates coming in the future. Something that really improves the overall experience of the game is the environments and music of the game. With To The Top, each level is unique and has different types of areas, ranging from a kid's bedroom to a volcano. And what adds to that is music. There's a list of songs that cycle through while you're playing, and these are actually really catchy. Each level is unique and they introduce new mechanics every few levels. One of my personal favorites is a level where you unlock a jetpack ability. I just cannot say enough good stuff about this game. It is fantastic and worth every single penny. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it is $25, which is more than double the price of Climbey, but with the length of this game and the replayability, this is a must-have. I do not have much to say here, honestly. The only reason I would not recommend this game is if you have motion sickness. But I don't have motion sickness, so I think there are no flaws in this game. In To The Top, the only button you use is the trigger to grab, but you can only grab blue objects, with the exception of the jetpack level I mentioned earlier. That requires you to press a different trigger to switch between your normal hands and the jets. These games are both great, but for me it was an obvious choice. I prefer To The Top. Here are the reasons why. To The Top has unique environments and great music. Climbey has mostly white and gray environments in every level. Climbey has 15 levels, To The Top has 30. Climbey's main levels took me about an hour to an hour and a half to complete, while To The Top took me around 6.5 hours to complete. Now I'm not saying Climbey is bad, because I still love that game. Like, one advantage is it has hundreds of Steam Workshop levels, which will probably make it last longer than To The Top. And Climbey is more like actually climbing. You use your hands to actually grab onto objects, and in To The Top, you grab stuff with little lasers in front of you, so you can grab stuff that's further than what you can reach. But overall, I really prefer To The Top, especially with the multiplayer and new levels coming in the future. If you have not bought To The Top yet, go and buy it. And if you enjoy To The Top and want more, consider buying Climbey, as it is only $10.